Hi guys, Mike from My Private Library again with my second book review. Once I was finished with Night Watch, the book I picked up after that was I, Claudius by Robert Graves, an older book originally published in 1934-35. Um, Technically historical fiction, told from the point of view of the Roman Emperor Claudius, third Roman Emperor after Tiberius and Augustus. So, like I said, technically historical fiction, but not the kind of historical fiction like Stephen King's 11/22/63, where, you know, alternate timelines and weird stuff happens in the past. No, it's historical fiction in the loosest sense that there isn't a lot of existing historical stuff from Claudius's reign. So much of it has been lost, as has been a lot of stuff from ancient Roman times, obviously, wear and tear. So, as even though it is fiction, it's considered very what's the word? It's truthful. A lot of the stuff in here is factual. There is some opinion-based stuff, I guess, because obviously you're telling it from Claudius's point of view, and you're not Claudius. It's going to have some differently opinionated stuff, but a lot of the stuff in here is factual and truthful, and it's been regarded over the years as a good source of history, even though it is historical fiction. But yeah, basically, Claudius was the third Roman emperor, and this book is it's one of a two-book series, the sequel being Claudius the God. And in this first book, it basically details his life from a little bit before his birth. He goes back to tell the story of his father, who conquered parts of Germany, and the early parts of Augustus Caesar's reign, how he came to power, and then the death of Augustus, the rise of Tiberius, along with his grandmother Livia, and their power schemes, their power struggles, and it takes us right up until the death of Caligula, when Caligula gets assassinated and Claudius is kind of forced upon to be emperor. And the book ends pretty much as soon as he says, okay, I'll be emperor. And then I guess Claudius the God goes from that point until his death in, I think it was 54 AD. So yeah, I'm a huge sucker for history. It was before I became a writing major and I got my degree in creative writing. My degree was in history, and before that it was pharmacy, but that doesn't matter. But yeah, I love reading anything historical, and it's been a long time since I've read anything about ancient Rome, and I honestly forgot how much fun it is. It's just a shit show of blood and violence and scheming and backstabbing, literally and figuratively. And at the same time, it's written in kind of dignified manner. Graves has a very good command of the English language, and it's not dry, but it's sort of refined, and it classes it up a little bit. And I mean, this book took me maybe 3 weeks to go through, so a little longer. It's not terribly long, about 460 pages, so a little long time for me, but I kind of blame that due to my being busy. And also, it's the kind of book where you don't want to speed read through it. You really want to make sure there's a lot of names, a lot of dates, but not too many that you forget them easily. So it's the kind of book you kind of want to take slow. One of those books you try to read a chapter a night, one of those things. So, a lot of fun. And Graves does make it easier for you by modernizing a lot of names and stuff. Like, for instance, Gaul is called France. Germany is called Germany. I forgot what it was called back then. A lot of the names are shortened, so instead of having to remember, Claudius's birth name was Tiberius Claudius Drusus Nero Germanicus, and that's just Claudius. Everybody had 5, 6 names back then, so he shortens it down to 1 or 2, makes it easier to remember. Even with all these names, all these dates and stuff, he makes it easier to remember, and it's a nice stepping stone for historical fiction, especially if you love ancient Rome. And I definitely want to check out Claudius the God. Just to, I mean, I know how it ends, but from history class. But I still want to check it out regardless. And I definitely want to check out the TV series now, or it was a TV series back in I want to say the late '70s with a bunch of big name actors like Patrick Stewart, Ryan Blessed. I think John Hurt was in it. So it was a little mini series back then, and I mean, I enjoyed the book a lot, and I do enjoy history. So consequently, I'm definitely going to be checking that out. And Claudius the God is definitely now on my list because I kind of want to see what happens after, and I definitely like how Graves tells history. So definitely pick it up if you're a fan of history, and it really is kind of easy. It's not a difficult read, maybe a little lengthy, maybe you have to slow down your normal pace if you read quickly, but other than that, no headaches, and it's a lot of fun. It's interesting. Definitely worth picking up if you can find a copy. So yeah, I, Claudius. Definitely worth reading. Like, subscribe, check out the channel for more quotes. Quotes from my Claudius should be coming in a few days, I think, from when I post this. I'm trying to remember which. I think the Much Ado About Nothing quotes just ended. So actually the I, Claudius quotes might be coming up. So yeah, go check out myprivatelibrary.tumblr.com or subscribe to the YouTube, like, comment, all that fun stuff. See you around.